Hello, hello, hello. Hey, what's up? What's up, good people? Welcome back to yet another amazing live stream. I want to know who is in the house. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Whom do we have in the house today? Let me see. Share out the stream. We're starting our stream quite early. It's been a moment since I last did this. So let's give it a minute or a minute and a half to see whom we have in the house today. Hello, let me know where you're joining us from. I see 6 people in the stream. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Let me know where you are joining us from. Share out the stream. I'm also sharing it. Share out the stream so you can have as many people participating. Share it out. Share out the stream. I'm also just sharing it. In the meantime, just let us know. let us know whom do we have. Hi, Herbert. How are you doing? King Simon, how are you doing from Dallas? How are you doing? As told by Kay. How are you doing? Hit that like button. We have 22 people already. Share out the stream. Share it out. Share it out. Today we're going to be hosting someone who has actually moved to Uganda, and we're going to learn more about from his experience. He's been to different parts of this world. He is a basketball player and coach. So let's give it some 30 seconds before we bring our guests on board. Share out the stream. Share it out. Let's share it out. I'm just sharing it right now to Angela, Uganda. Oh, yes, TM1. Oh, Kami, Audrey, how are you doing? From Jamaica, how are you doing? Hit that like button as you're coming in. We are starting in 2 seconds. All right, Nani, how are you doing? So let us invite our guest. Hello.
Hello, bless everyone. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hopefully, I don't have any food stuck in my teeth, but
Are you from eating?
yeah. Got some of this good sour sop from
What's that?
Kenya though. Sour sop.
Soap, like SOAP?
Yeah, sour sop. It's I want to say it's 10,000 times more powerful than chemotherapy.
Oh, okay. I'm not so sure if I've ever seen that one, but okay. Can I
Oh
see?
yeah. So I've eaten like the inside of it,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's what. Yeah,
Oh, it's a
it's
fruit.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
Don't know. You're not familiar with Jolly Ranchers. This tastes just like a Jolly Rancher, which is a candy.
All right. All right. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is Brian. I live here in Kampala, Uganda. I'm from North Carolina, Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been in Uganda?
I've been in Uganda on and off for 2 years, and absolutely love it.
Oh, okay. Is it the first African country you visited?
It is. When I flew in, because I flew in from China, so the first time in 2018. So when I flew in, I actually flew into Nairobi, and I told you the story about I was hungry when I got off the plane, and how American of me was it to get some pancakes. When the first restaurant I saw in Kenya, I was like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm starving. But from Kenya, I laid over for like 3 hours and then came straight to Kampala to go to
Mm-hmm.
Entebbe Airport. So
Okay. I don't know if it's me, but I want to confirm with the people watching if you can hear him clearly, or does he need to increase his volume? If you can hear him clearly, let me know. But because I feel, let me check if it's my audio. So, how many other African countries, or which other African countries have you been to?
so I went to Egypt and I visited the pyramids. I went to I've been to Kenya, um, the district or the land where Obama is from, and then I've also done Rwanda, Kigali. Yeah.
Kigali.
So
Okay, people, can you speak louder?
yeah. So I went to Egypt, visited the
Mm-hmm.
pyramids, and then I also went to Kenya, the region where his family's from, and then I went to Rwanda as well. I went to Kigali.
Mm-hmm.
Is that better? Can you hear me better now?
I think that is better. So you have to
Okay,
speak
good.
that or louder than that.
Okay,
How was the
okay.
experience in Egypt? You said you went to the pyramids.
Yeah, it was good. And it was actually cheaper than what I thought. I thought I was going to pay an arm and a leg to go to the airport, but um, the airport, from the airport to the pyramids, it was only like a 30-minute ride. The only complaint that I have, the camels were funky. They stink. But the camel ride, the camel ride from where the touristy area was to the pyramids. I mean, it was the best, one of the best rides I've ever had in my life because we're going through the desert and it was just nothing but sand. And you couldn't. It was crazy because as I was approaching the pyramids, I couldn't see it. And then all of a sudden, I just started to see this, this little tiny triangle, these three tiny triangles. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. So it was nice. I hope that everyone can go and check out the pyramids and have that experience.
Oh, okay. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, the pyramids have been there. It's quite interesting. So, when you first got to Uganda, how was the community reception?
It was cool because my brother, his wife was actually here at the time. Now she's back in the U.S. So when I came, I was greeted with open arms by her family, and they cook for me, they clean for me. I was actually staying in my brother's apartment because he was paying for the place while he's in the U.S. So I get a chance to go out in the city, and here in Uganda, since I've got the hair, the rasta. So it took me some time to get used to that. But China
Mm-hmm.
helped prepare me. China helped me. It helped me prepare for being here, and just people
Mm-hmm.
shouting out just random stuff at you when they see you, because I had to learn. I had to learn to take it as a, hey, they like my hair, they like my style, so that's why they say Rasta. They're not making fun of me or anything like that. As China
Mm-hmm.
was different, China, because you got chocolate skin and you got long hair, they just want to touch your hair and take pictures with you and smile and wave and just stalk you in a sense. It was kind of creepy, but it's not like that here. Our brothers and sisters here, they say hey and they keep it moving. You know.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the super chat, O'Shea. I really appreciate. Kindly let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. So you say you lived in China. Tell us about it. What are you doing in China?
Ooh, whoa, China. What about China? All right, so I was there for 4 years. How I ended up there was through basketball, through coaching, and through playing. But an old coach of mine was like, "Hey, I just got a job with the NBA in China, with its first ever basketball school, and I want you to help me coach." So I went out there, first African American coach, first black coach for the quote unquote like the NBA basketball schools. Now they have them all over. But I was at the first one in Dongguan, China, and it was just an experience. All right, so um, I'll give you a funny story. In China, they say like that is means nega. It means nega, right? So when I first got there, they'd be like, "Oh, nigga, Brian, Brian." I'm like, "Hold on, they calling me a nigga?" so, so one time I'm walking and I'm walking back to my hotel, and I see a group of my coworkers. They're trying to lift up this heavy speaker onto the back of a truck, and they see me come around the corner, and everybody start pointing at me like nigga Brian, nigga Brian, nigga Brian. I'm like, man, hold on, man, what's going on? This is like my first week there. But actually, what they were saying was, that's Brian, that's Brian. Tell him to come help us. But I'm thinking they calling me a nigga, so excuse my language. But so that was pretty funny, and I had it's little things like that I had to get used to. Um, the people, obviously they want to take pictures of you everywhere you go. They're constantly trying to sneak pictures of you and film you. That part was I didn't really like, but getting to learn business over there. And one thing I like to say about China was the technology is off the charts. I actually, when I left, they had started using facial recognition over there to pay. So it was actually getting a little creepy on that end. But the transportation, the high speed railway, I mean, China's they've got some crazy stuff going on. Like we'll be on the railways and we would see entire cities. Check this out. So we would see entire cities that were empty, skyscrapers and everything that's empty, and it was creepy. It was like a ghost town. It's like, yo, where is everybody? But what we're thinking was that they're preparing those cities for something else, which we don't know. But I guess they're just preparing them for their citizens. I'm not sure. That was just really creepy though to go through and see entire cities just empty, waiting for them to be filled up. So China's
Mm-hmm.
different. It's different. I dealt with a lot of racism in China, which is one of the reasons why I actually came to Uganda. I was with a basketball team, and one of the coaches, was like, oh, sorry, one of the translators, actually, told me to take my black ass back to America and called me dirty, and he called me a dirty bastard and said I need to go back to America. And I've actually got it on my phone. I got it. I still got it on my phone. I'll let you listen to it. But that was kind of just it, experiencing that. I'll be walking down the hall just on some random, go around the corner, and then a Chinese woman would, as I'm coming around the corner, she's, walking by me, and she's freaking out because she's probably never seen a black man in her life, and they'll drop all their stuff, and they like, what is your problem? And if you probably ask Wold Mai, he'd tell you the same thing. It was just a weird experience. Like, why are you jumping? Why are you scared? I'm not gonna hurt you. You get on the elevator. If I'm getting on the elevator, like, some people would get off because they would see me, like they're scared. And so yeah, I didn't like that at all. But
So,
yeah,
so did you leave China because of the racism?
yeah, it got to the point where I left because of the racism, and I just wanted to, my spirit was calling me back home. My brother told me, he said, "Man, if you don't go to my apartment and go see my family, I'm gonna smack you upside the head." So that's what I did. And as soon as I got off the plane, I loved it. I just knew, how it is. As soon as you get off that plane, and just the energy in Africa and any part is the energy is off the charts. The frequency is off the charts. You really have to match the frequency here because it's different. It's different. To all the people out there who watching. I mean, the spirituality side of what's going on here on the continent. I mean, the stories will blow your mind, and it'll make you really, really question a lot of the stuff that we've been taught in schools and on TV and through music. Um, so people really need to reconnect, find out the spiritual side of Africa and the different countries, the different tribes and languages. It's beautiful.
Hmm. Tell us about your experience the first year that you're in Uganda.
So my first year, I played ball with KCCA, which is the main team here, the government team. So I got a good salary. They paid me well. Um, when I first touched down, one thing that I noticed was, me being an athlete, I'm like, man, we're on a basketball course, and there aren't really that many basketball courts. There's so many football fields. So football was the main sport, and I would just go sit and watch football, right? So that was kind of different for me dealing with that. But I'm trying to figure out, I was like, okay, how can I make an impact here? Because obviously I'm here for a reason, and my calling is teaching. So, like I said, I've been doing wholesale ever since I was a freshman in college. Buying stuff on eBay and selling it over. And so in my wholesaling, like it's all about selling stuff where you've got different products. So I'm like, man, if I could help people with jobs, if I could help the teenagers and the college students with jobs, like, maybe I can help some way because I know the rate of entrepreneurs here, the percentage of entrepreneurs here is very high. Meaning there aren't a lot of jobs for youth. There are not a lot of jobs for people that are graduating college. A lot of them just go straight into entrepreneurship. And I wanted to make a difference as far as being able, do you help me? I help you. You help me sell these goods, I can give you a cut. So that worked out and it's still working out very well. And I'm looking to hire anywhere from 500 to 1,000 employees just off of that alone. So I started that. I got some good feedback from it. I started to get into the colleges, getting to know professors, and just started making that relationship with students. So the YMCA in Wandagaya, Maqueda University, IUEA, KIU, which is Kampala International University. I've been to all of those universities. Victoria University. I've been there, man, and helping students out, and it's a blessing. So that's one thing that I really want to continue to push because internet in Uganda and Africa is so expensive. It's like it's the most expensive in the world. And so if you're paying that much for internet, what are the chances of you being able to learn e-commerce? What are the chances of you being able to sell stuff and make money on your phone when you're paying so much just for the Wi-Fi and the internet? So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
do as far as that's concerned. So outside of sports and training kids in basketball and helping build sports academies, like that's another thing I'm into is trying to provide jobs, you know. So
Oh, okay. You said you played with the basketball team. Like, how did you get to play with that basketball team in Uganda? Were you just coaching or you were also playing?
so I coach on the side, right? I'm a professional basketball player. That's my main thing, right? That's what I've played in uh, China, Australia, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Thailand, Taiwan, Uganda. So I also had a stint in Canada. So that's my passion. That's my thing. I coach on the side whenever I'm not playing. Right? Oh, I just love the game, so I just whatever. If you want to learn, I'll teach you. But how I ended up here was, well, I was playing in China, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to live in Uganda, I at least want to play. So I contacted a friend of mine who was here. He got me in contact with three coaches, and I really just kind of took the best offer based on me sending them my film and showing them my stats from the previous countries I played in, and they're like, okay, we can offer you this. So I just took the best money, right? That was just a no brainer for me, and it was kind of weird because usually in a professional league you'll have doctors, you'll have great facilities, great equipment to use to get stronger and everything. But I get here and we're practicing on outdoor courts. The rims are crooked. It's potholes on the practice floor. So it's like you got to stay on one side of the court, in order to kind of make something happen. Because if you run over there, you're going to injure your ankle or you're going to break a leg or something. So stay away from that side of the court. So that was different. That was different for me in terms of, you know, uh, the actual basketball life, So, but other than that, it's been a joy as far as the basketball is concerned because they're very passionate. Our brothers and sisters here, they just like us, man. I mean, they passionate about sports. They're passionate about winning. They don't want to lose. and they're very competitive, and it just shows like it was just beautiful for me to see. Man, we our brothers, we just the same. We exactly the same, except how I grew up. We fighting or something like that if we lose. So it is just the competitive nature was kind of the difference, but it's all the same, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and that's why I'm here. I'm
Oh,
going to play
okay.
this year coming up, and I'm going to play till my legs fall off.
Wow, 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 wow. Kindly let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. We have very few likes for the number of people who are watching. I believe we can get more likes. If you've not liked the video, kindly like it. Did you experience any challenges or have you experienced any challenges in Uganda so far?
Um, One thing I will say is, all right, so we definitely got to dive into stereotypes, right? I'm a brother
Mm-hmm,
with long hair, locks, and Rastas have they've got a kind of a negative connotation, like troublemakers,
mm-hmm,
and um, I'm not a troublemaker, but when people see me, they get a perception of, oh man, he might be a troublemaker. So there's automatically you see a strong man that he's not from here. He's got his hair locked up, and he's a Rasta. So there's always this intimidation that goes into it. Not by all people, but a lot of the times you'll get an intimidation, like so that a lot of people will put their guard up before they even meet me, just off of my appearance. And I can deal with that. That's not a problem. And like I said, I've been in China, so can't nothing get worse than that. But I just that's just the only thing. In the language, knowing the language, right?
mm-hmm,
And with language, when you know the language, then you get to know more about the tribes. I think those things
mm-hmm.
are so important. So right now, a lot of my education is learning the language. So I'm starting to text in Luganda now. Just small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wasizotia, Barunji Sebo, Barunji Nabo, just little
That's
small
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not the best, but I'm trying, right? um,
Mm-hmm,
and then and then just knowing the tribes and knowing like that's what certain people look for whenever they're meeting somebody. They're If they look at you weird, it's not like they're looking at you looking down on you or sizing you up. A lot of them trying to figure out what tribe you from or where you from.
mm-hmm.
Like, man, who is this? We don't see too many tall brothers with locks. So where is he from? So maybe they're trying to figure you out. I just, like I said, I had to learn to embrace it. Because growing up how we grew up in the States, you look at somebody wrong, they liable to smack the the bejesus out of you. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of how we was growing up. Like not to stare anybody down unless you wanted a problem. And so it's just different um, going through that. But it's no different than China because in China, man, they would stare at you all day and won't blink an eye. And you sitting there like, man, what is wrong with this dude? Why he keep staring at me? Like, that's how it was in China. Everywhere you go, you on the subway and everything. So it's nothing. Like those are just things that we just got to get used to as a culture and as a people, especially if we want to mass repatriate here. It's just one of those
Mm-hmm.
things you get used to over time. You know, you have to know that it's a respect thing. Is no disrespect in how they approach you.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for the super chat, Kenny. You say, hello, African Tigress. I hope all is well. I have to play back. Greetings, most viewers. Thank you so much for the super chat, Kenny. I appreciate it. So, did you ever get to a point where you felt like you can't do it anymore and maybe you felt like, no, I can't take this anymore. I'll go back to the US?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I love it here. I love being walking down the street and seeing my brothers and sisters everywhere. I love seeing this hustler spirit that's here, the hustler's
Mm-hmm.
mentality. mentality is everywhere. You know, you could have a kid on the street and he could find a pen, you know, a pen on the ground and he'd be trying to sell it. You know, and that's like that's a
Mm-hmm.
hustle spirit, man. You gotta respect it. You know, whether they poor or not, you gotta respect it. So I love that about my brothers and sisters. And in the longer I'm here, the more I find out about myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
And
I think that.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I just think that's important, and I think everybody's got to experience it. You gotta come home, man. You know, with these borders the way that they are right now, you've got Kenya open, you've got Rwanda open, you've got Tanzania open. You know, man, look, take some time, come visit, come visit. You got time right now. You know, if you're going through financial troubles, ask for help. But we don't know what's going to happen with these borders, with this border situation. So everybody just need to come back while they can, come visit, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, and I want to find out, have you what do you wish you knew before you moved to Uganda?
I should have brought more money.
How much?
I should
How
have
much
brought
should
more
you
money.
have brought?
So I mean, I came here with a decent amount, but I guess the first thing, because the second time I came, I had a plan and I've executed well. So I can't, I'm proud about that. But the first time I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how cheap land was here. I didn't know how cheap it was to rent a home, to rent an office building, to rent commercial space. So if I had known that going into it, I would have, you know, rented an office space and then would have gotten computers and would have been, had at least 50 employees working for me. But um, second time around, it's working a little better. It's working a little better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and what are the okay? First, you've not mentioned how much. How much in US dollars do you wish you had come with?
Shoot, I mean, I wish I would have came, mm, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 somewhere around there. That
Oh.
would have been that would have been nice. The first time I came, I only came with like 7,000 USD, and that was that money lasted me a long time. Actually, I'm not a crazy spender, but when you think about food, you think about transportation. I mean, those things are cheap here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to rent a home, it's cheap. You know, one bedroom you cost you, starting at 75 USD to 100 USD, and it depends on what you want. Obviously, you can get you a one bedroom, American style, Western style, 500 if you
Mm-hmm.
want it. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
need all that. I don't need all that. So, I got me I was staying with my brother's wife, and then I got me a cheap place, and was relaxing. Right in downtown Kampala, I was paying 125 for a one bedroom studio with a bathroom, and I was in right downtown Kampala. You can't get any better than 125 downtown. So
$125 per month for a one bedroom.
per month, yes, and I
What's the
had a
name of
balcony.
the area?
It was Wandigaya,
Oh,
Wandigaya.
one day, yeah.
Yeah.
Close to Makerere University.
Yep, yep. I was in walking distance, so I was there a lot. Pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm. And so far, what are the highlights of your stay in Uganda?
My highlight. Ooh. Uh. All right. So I think it's educating my people back home of what's here, right? In terms of, all right, yeah, I'm making some great relationships, but let's be real. I mean, my focus is helping people repatriate. So helping people find land, helping people find businesses to invest into, and just get started. You know, building communities. That's the highlight of what I'm doing. You know, being able to help provide jobs for the youth. That's
Mm-hmm.
highlighting because now I feel like okay, I've been playing ball this whole time, and I've been playing in front of crowds, whatever the case may be. But now I come back here, and it's like, man, it's not just giving back; it's empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can give back, but some people give and it don't have any substance. This right
Mm-hmm.
here is I love it because I'm helping people buy 10 acres of land, 20 acres of land. I'm helping people farm. I'm helping people, you know, build restaurants. We're starting restaurants. We getting into malls and looking at space in malls. And hey, do you want to start a store here? This is what it costs per square meter to rent out this facility for 1 year, 2 years. We can put some shoes, some clothes in here, some jewelry, and you've got you a place that you're investing in, and you don't even have to be there to get money. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm most proud of.
Have you
That's how
been
I'm most.
to? Oh, okay. Have you been to other parts of Uganda just apart from Kampala?
Mm-hmm. So I live in Entebbe. I live in Entebbe.
Oh, right now you are in
Entebbe,
Entebbe.
Entebbe is about 25, 30 minutes outside of
Hold
Kampala.
on. Someone says your volume is too low.
Okay, let me speak closer. So Entebbe is about 25 minutes outside of Kampala, and it's where the airport is here in Uganda. But outside of Kampala, I've also been to Western Uganda, and Western Uganda is a farmer's paradise. The thing about Uganda that's so unique is that Uganda is located right on the equator, so any and everything grows here, and they've got their different seasons. So Western Uganda is nothing but hills. And I've never seen mountains, hills and mountains with nothing but they'll have banana trees on them, goats running on the mountains, and you're seeing maize fields everywhere. I'm like, man, this is so beautiful. How come
Mm-hmm.
this was never in my textbook in school? How come I never learned this about Africa when I was in school? And to be able to
Mm-hmm.
see it at the age of 30, going on 35, and on Monday, like, man, come on, man, like everybody's got to see this. Like, I feel special. I feel privileged. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm definitely blessed.
Mm-hmm. A quick question. Which is your favorite Ugandan team? KIU, Chambogo, UCU. Which is your favorite basketball team?
All right, so UCU is good. UCU is very good. They got a lot of young talent.
Uh-huh.
But obviously, the team that I play for is Betway Power. So
Uh-huh.
if anybody knows Betway here in Uganda, then they know that Betway means a lot, And right now, I guess if you talk about good teams, you got to talk about City Oilers because City Oilers they've been winning the championships. I think they won the championship the last 5, 6 years or something like that. So you got to go with them, but I'm going with my dogs Betway, and I'm rolling with me the whole time. I'm gonna bet on me. I'm gonna bet on me and myself this whole time. So yeah, there you go.
All right. All right. Which is your favorite food? Food.
um, all right. So I had Katogo. I had Katogo. I like Katogo, right? I really like Katogo, and Katogo is basically is bananas, matoke, and you make it with your peanut sauce, your G nuts. They call it G nuts, which is a peanut sauce, which everybody's got to try. It's hands down amazing. And then you can either eat the matoke with like a sauce with tomato, onion, garlic, and peppers, or you can have it with that sauce, or you can have it with a goat sauce, or a chicken sauce, or a beef sauce, like a soupy. When I say sauce, it's just something that something that you put over to flavor whatever you're doing. So pretty much with every Ugandan meal, you're going to get, for one, matoke, rice, and either cassava or posho, and those are like
Mhm.
the staples. And then you pour your sauce on top of that. So they say, okay, the secret to Ugandan food is the sauce. You've got to have good sauce. Yeah. So yeah.
Peanut.
But mhm.
Okay. Uh, all right. So, do you know how to prepare it?
You know what? I don't. I'll watch it how it's done, but it looks like, because you've got to wrap it in banana leaves, and um, it's done. They cook it naturally, so they boil everything, which
Mm-hmm.
is amazing, right? I've never had fresh food that tastes so good here, as far as like bananas. So, all right, let me ask you this: why do you think they have to come to Africa and inject people with viruses?
I don't
People
know.
just don't get People just don't get sick here. They have to inject you with viruses and shit. Excuse my language, because the food is so fresh and it's so potent and it's so good for you. That's why Africans are the healthiest in the world, especially Ugandans. Like, people here, they're in shape, they're slim. Kenyans, they're in shape, they're slim, and like, man, what is it? Why? How come we can't kill them? Because it's these bananas. These bananas, man. I'm telling you. Well, these bananas is the truth.
Uh-huh.
You can You can eat them ripe. You can eat them unripe. I mean, it's so much you can do with them, but it's so much power and potency. I like to tell people all the time. I mean, you think about what's in the soil. Think about what's in the soil here in Africa. Right? You've got silver, diamonds, platinum, uranium. Cobalt. What do they make computers out of? Right? They make computers out of um, the stuff that's under the ground in Congo.
Mm-hmm.
You've got crystals. Think about crystals, the healing power of crystals, right? Gold. So you've got all this stuff that's underneath our feet, and what else comes from that is our food. So think about how powerful the food is when you've got all these minerals in the ground here. So yeah, man, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's the food here is so good and it's so healthy for you. That's why they gotta,
Okay.
infect you to kill you.
Okay, now let's talk about your moving. Did you have to ship your items?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Did you ship your items?
I did not. I brought everything on a suitcase and bought whatever I needed when I got here, because everything's just so
Everything
cheap.
fitted in suitcase?
Yeah, yeah. I
So you
uh,
sold you
I
sold
fit,
off something probably.
I fit everything in two suitcases and a backpack,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a ton of stuff. My suitcases were overweight, so I had to pay a little extra. But
Mm-hmm.
a crazy story: when I was actually leaving Uganda and going back to China in September 2018, something happened and they couldn't board my second bag. So my second bag was full of nothing but clothes and shoes, and I had to give everything away at the airport. And I gave it to a security guard, and I was like, "Man, look, you got to take good care of this stuff, because I mean, I had Jordans, I had all types of pants and jeans and shirts, but it wasn't nothing, man. I gave it away gladly and freely, because I can't take it to heaven with me. You know what I'm saying? I can't go
Mm-hmm.
nowhere with it. It has no value outside of the value that I give it. So it's okay.
Hmm. And for someone who is coming to Uganda, do they get visa on arrival?
Mm-hmm. Yep. 50 USD. You have to pay for a yellow fever shot, but everybody's got to take the yellow fever shot. And I don't even know what the criteria is going to be whenever this COVID crap is over with, because Uganda hasn't opened its borders yet. So before it was yellow fever, you're going to pay, I want to say $20, $25 for the yellow fever shot, and then you're going to pay 50 for the visa, and you're good.
Mhm. So
Um,
the yellow fever, someone has to, they get it on arrival too, or you must have it prior to traveling.
you can get it on arrival. As soon as you get off the plane, you can go right to the line and take your vaccination as far as the yellow fever was concerned, and then you go right to the line for your visa.
Mhm.
So very simple process.
Approximate, approximately how much does someone need to live, like let's just say an average life in Uganda? How much do they need per month?
Hmm. Man, it's I can say 400 or 500 USD to live
Mhm.
average, live average, right? And that's
Mhm.
that's no eating out. That's buying all of your fruits and your food, preparing it yourself, and then transportation, right? And then obviously everything that you need to do with that. But your rent, your transportation, and your food, it should cover all that for that amount. Now, I've seen people here living off of 20 USD a month, so if that. So yeah, yeah, you can live good with two, three, 400 USD a month for sure. I was making
Oh,
six
so
hundred. Yeah, making 600
200?
with the team. I was well. Let me I say 300. I was making 600 with the team here, and I was doing good. Like I was, helping people pay for stuff and helping out with transportation with some people. Like I was giving away money. I won't say I was living like a king, but I wasn't struggling. I was not struggling at all. So for sure, 300 USD and up, you can be fine.
Mhm. And can Africa diaspora seek employment in Uganda?
Uh, from what I've seen, you've got to go the entrepreneur route unless you go to the U.S. embassy or whatever embassy you are, see if they have any type of jobs available. Or you go, if you're a teacher, you can go to a international school and try to get a job there. But if you come here and when you come here, most likely you're going to go the entrepreneur route or investing or creating jobs somehow.
Mhm. And what type of skills and industries do you think are needed in Uganda, or
Hmm.
that the Africa diaspora should get into, since you've mentioned self-employment?
All right, so here our brothers and sisters do everything. Hustlers, right? It's how do we improve? How do you improve e-commerce? Right? For one, you got to get more internet, so you have to provide more internet. The internet here is expensive. You're gonna pay, for unlimited internet. You're probably gonna pay 150 USD a month for unlimited internet, and that's a good, strong connection. What youth or what adults can spend that much on a home bill of 150 USD for unlimited internet. So that's tough, right? So definitely e-commerce, anything computer related, anything film related. If you can take film and you can edit it and you can upload it online, you can do well here. Um, I don't know how people feel about construction of roads and stuff like that. Obviously, that's a government thing. But if you're into, welding and construction, you can definitely contract. You can have your own business here as long as you're willing to pay for the equipment. Because hiring our brothers and sisters here is not a problem, right? They're gonna work hard, and you're not gonna have to pay too much. And what you pay them, if you're paying them good, they're going to come back and they're going to continue to work for you. So hair is locked up. Everybody does hair, right? Everybody can cut hair. Everybody can do hair. Makeup might be something that you know what I mean, you can go into, as if you're a woman. Beauty, outside of hair, because I don't see a lot of makeup shops going in and getting your makeup done and stuff like that. I could be wrong, but I don't my eyes don't really be there. You know what I mean? When I go out, um, I'm always looking for ways that Uganda or things around me can improve. And I'm not trying to have that savior syndrome or anything like that. But for instance, right, how can we make basketball, we'll take basketball for example. How can I make basketball better in
Mm-hmm.
terms of teaching it, in terms of making it to a point where we're getting players to go overseas and play in Europe and in Germany and in US and in Australia. So now I've got to figure out a different way of doing it, because the way that it's going here is not working. So that's kind of the approach that I bring to everything that I do here. How can I make it so that it's different, but it's going to have an impact. So
What
so
about what about instead of empowering these people to go and play for Europe, Germany, what about like empowering them to create a very strong basketball team in Uganda, like Uganda
and
to
that
have like the best basketball team ever?
and that's exactly what I'm working on. So there's a lot of projects that I'm working on. So I'm in the film. We're getting into film, so we're going to start producing TV shows. So I'm actually going to change the YouTube channel over into something that's more like, we're going to have programs where I'm going to be following around a few of the local young basketball players here and going through their training routines and going through their lifestyle, following soccer players, football players, netball players, going into their lives and seeing how that's going, and see how they eat, see how they train, see how the process of recruitment goes here for these athletes. Because a lot of these athletes are good, but none of their coaches have any connection to the outside world for them to get help. And pay
Mm-hmm.
here is so bad that they have to get normal jobs, so they can't focus all their time on being a professional athlete. And over time, I mean, when you think about competing, there's always someone working when you're not. So I think it's important for these players to go outside, or in any field, go outside, get some knowledge, and then bring it back. That's
Mm-hmm.
how it be done. But our people get caught up. We get caught up where we are. So, but yeah, that's definitely the thing. And the NBA is they're coming to Africa. So I'm going to be playing. Most likely, I'll end up playing NBA Africa here, and that's one of the things that I want to, from me being from the diaspora and going through some of the stuff I've been through as far as the sport is concerned. I want to help pitch in my 2 cents in terms
Mm-hmm.
of how we can keep players here, and it definitely has to do with the organization. Um, you can't charge any money. A lot of people want to charge money for what they do here. I have the luxury of not charging any money, so I think that's what's going to help my basketball program succeed, is because I'm not charging any money to do it. I'm doing it all for free. So
Mm-hmm. All right,
it's
all
going to
right. Kindly let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. We're going to be asking questions. I'm going to ask him your questions in a few, but let's get the
I want some,
likes
I
up.
want some good I want some good questions. I want some good questions, because
Yeah, yeah,
you asking all the generic questions right now, and that's good, But I want to bring out the 1-2 punch. I want to bring out the uppercut and the jab. I want
yeah.
people
Oh,
to really know.
obviously. But can the Africa diaspora open a bank account in Uganda?
You have to have a special visa. So you can't, it depends on the visa that you have. But what we do have here is we have mobile money. You've got MTN, you've got Airtel, and that's what I use for my banking, right?
Mhm.
And if you download an app called SendWave, from what I understand and from how it's worked for me, is different countries will allow you, if you have SendWave, you can say, like my mom has SendWave in the U.S. She can
Mhm.
always send me money. You know, my brother can always send me money for SendWave straight to my bank account here in Uganda. So that's a blessing, and I take full advantage of it.
But for us, so for someone who is doing business, they must get a special permit, which would allow them, I think, for transacting huge amounts of money, it is better when someone opens a bank account, right? But then they
For
have to
sure.
get that. Okay, okay. And you wanted some interesting questions before. Let me just ask some questions I can see here from
Let's
the
do it.
chat before we proceed. Ask him about the dating scene.
The dating scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So,
Yeah.
um, all right. So I want to say this in the most respectful way. Um, I mean, it's Eden for us men here. If you're a black man and you love black women, you're gonna love Uganda. You're gonna love just about any African country. Um, the woman here, I mean, yeah, there are different types of women here, but you can just see the grace, the natural beauty of our women here, and um, yeah, we've got our differences in terms of how we've been programmed, right? Think about the black man and the black family in America and how they split up the families in America, right? So um, when you get here, when you're not going through those things and have those things in your mind, child support, worrying about your baby mama and stuff like that. Like when you really think about and you look at the woman here, it, it's amazing. And you just have to, first of all, when you're dating a Ugandan woman, you have to know a lot of the culture. You got to learn. You got to know a lot of the traditions because when you
Speak
do that,
up.
you'll
Yeah.
start to understand her. I'm sorry. So when you're dating a woman from here, Uganda, Kenya, wherever, you have to know. I think it's good for you to know one, the language, two, the culture, and three, the customs. Right? You got to know all this stuff because you're gonna start dating, and then something's gonna happen. You're like, yo, that's mad different from how I'm used to it, and you don't you don't want it to cause problems. So definitely, the first thing you should do is when in terms of dating, be friends first. Start off as friends, slowly work your way into it so you can get to know her. So when she hits you with something, 3 months down the line, you're not like, oh, damn, you're hip to it. So that's the get to know the partner, get to know about their tribe, get to know the language, get to know about their families. Before if you just come trying to come here and just stick your thing up in something, that ain't gonna work out. You got to get to know. Family's big here, so you're gonna have to get to know the family over time. Be prepared to give out 500 cows at your wedding.
500 cows. Uh-huh.
It's just joking, but nah, seriously, like get to know. I mean, this is like I was telling you earlier, the spirituality here is deep. So if you want to play around with women and stuff like that, you might want to rethink that. You know what I mean? Definitely take your time, get to know the person. Take them out to eat. Go for walks. Talk about life. I think that the African woman can definitely heal a man of the diaspora because of everything that he's went through, and he needs someone to talk with him. He needs someone to talk to, and the African woman is definitely she's definitely curious about what's going on in the outside world outside of Africa. So it's just a good combination of this is how we do it in my country. Okay, well this is how we used to doing it. Okay, well this is how it should mesh. And it's going to turn you into a person that the person that you want to become. So definitely take your time with the relationships here. The women here are cool. You just got to take your time and get to know them and know all about
Mm-hmm.
them.
So
Yeah.
I guess it's also the same for women. They have to also learn about the culture and all that. Yeah, and that's very important, especially on the continent, because in one country you'll find different tribes, and these different tribes will have different cultures as well, right? So some things that are done in one tribe might not be done in another tribe. There are some that are common across the country or across that given region, but they might have small differences between depending on the tribe. Someone says Ugandan women work but also like men to take care of them. Financially, the man usually takes more of that. They also like marriage. So if you don't like that, it may not be good place to date.
Mm.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. So let me see
If
if
you
there's
don't want to
any
do those
other.
things, if you
Go
don't want to
ahead.
do those things for a woman here, you're gonna be lonely.
Uh-huh. Taking care
You're
of the
gonna be
woman.
lonely if you don't take charge. Yeah, you gotta take charge if you're the man. You know what I mean? You have to. And I'm not saying take charge in a bad way, like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. I'm just saying financially, right? Take care of everything. Take care of the clothes, take care of the food, take care of the rent. Make it easy for your woman to be able to, so she can love you how you want to be loved and take care of you how you want to be taken care of. So
Mm-hmm.
but with that being said, with a lot of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, the best way to
Mm-hmm.
take care of your woman it's in my opinion, is to invest in the businesses and invest in the land here. Because it's so
Mm-hmm.
cheap. That's a topic for another time. We can talk about that later.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of your woman. Take care of your woman.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Some other question. No, this one I'm not. I actually never do that. I don't put a certain group of women versus another group of women. That's one I can't like really do. Someone asking if you compare
Hey,
Ugandan
but
women
but all
versus
right,
African American. I don't do that.
but let's be real though. I mean,
No,
what
no.
woman would not want their man to take care of them?
No,
You know,
that's a stereotype that I don't think it cuts across all Ugandan women or will cut across all African American men. So that's why I really don't. I really,
you're
because
right.
not all Ugandan women
You
are the
exactly
same
right.
or not. Hmm?
You're exactly right. But back to the question: what woman would not want their man to take care of them financially? So the woman has a point. Is this Kama has a point, right? That's that. Happy wife, happy life. That's just from my experience. If you
Yeah, I
take care.
believe also. I also believe there are some African American women who believe in that as well. They also want the like she said. There could be also African American women who want to be taken care of, and financially the man takes more, even if they're working. And yeah, there's those ones who like marriage. So that's why I don't I don't like doing that comparison between this group of women and this. I don't put women a group of women versus another group of women. That's something I can never do. Anyway, question: how can someone buy land there first? How much does land cost there?
All right, so you can get it depends, right? Now, when you want land, where do you want it? Let's just ask that question because you can get a
Let's
cheap
start
piece of
with
land.
Kampala, the city. Let's start with Kampala and Entebbe,
All
which
right.
are like I think the topmost or the city area of Uganda.
Yeah. So here you're gonna pay if you want land in the city, right? You're going to pay over, let's say, 10,000 USD per plot because that's in the city. That's in the city. right? And Kampala is one of the fastest growing cities in Africa. So that's a great investment. If you go an hour outside the city, then you're looking at acres for, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 per acre. And and it's your land. So um in terms of that, if you're buying land in the city, what are you going to do with that land? Because you can get cheap land in the city and it's just not in a good part. You can buy a house in the city, but the whole hood is around you. So it's like, okay, well, what am I going to do with this? Right? I'm not going to be able to make any money with it. So in great areas, and you also have to think about what are you going to do with that land? Are you going to farm on that land or are you going to live on it? So like I said, you can get about an hour outside the city. You can get acres starting at 2, 3, 4, 5,000 USD. So it's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
Okay, if I wanted land, I think one of my favorite places in Uganda is, I don't know, you said you've been to the western part, Lake Bunyonyi. You've been there?
So yeah, that place is beautiful.
Yes, yes, that place is like really breathtaking. If I
Man,
wanted land just next to the lake, like my land touches the shores of the lake.
beautiful. So I'll give you an example, and we talked about this earlier. So I live in Entebbe, and my place is about if I walk 50 meters, I'm touching the water. Right, beautiful
Mm-hmm,
place, beautiful place. So we were talking about the lake, right? And I can't remember the name of the lake, what it was called before Lake Victoria. And I'm not going to try because I murdered it last time. I'm not going to try it this time. But
mm-hmm,
Lake Victoria was once known as Lake of the Gods,
mm-hmm,
right? And so every day I go down, people are kind of mesmerized with the lake because they're saying the lake is rising. Like, man, it's rising. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, it never rises like this. So what they're saying is that the gods are mad. They're mad for some reason because the lake is rising. So I think it's like those parts of Uganda and Africa, these stories of the past and who we are and our ancestors. Man, this part is so cool, right? Because now it feels like I'm in a fairy tale. Like, no way, man, that didn't happen. That did not happen. Yeah, it did.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, man, the spiritual power here is insane. It's insane.
So how much? How much? I want to know. Okay, the cheapest I can get off the city. How much? I want to know the price. How many dollars?
For land.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna pay anywhere. It's gonna be hard to get an acre for around 2,000 USD. But there are some places that sell. So right now we've got a plot. There's a 114 acre plot that I'm about to sell soon to a group of investors that I have, um, and they're going to be getting it at right around you know 3,035 USD. We're still finalizing the price
3,000
right now.
USD per acre.
3,000 between 3 and 3.5 USD per acre. That's 3,500. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what I push is community building. So buy these 114 acres and try to build a community. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
start right away with building roads and building houses and the not. Base the community around farming, right? So Museveni, M7, the president here for Uganda, right? If anybody looked at his last speech, he said that there are three areas that Uganda should improve on when it comes to becoming a world power in farming and agriculture. One is animal feed. two is fruit juices, and three is sugar cane,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I took that model. I took what he said. I have it downloaded. I have the video recorded. So if anybody wants to see it, just contact me and I'll send it over to you. But basically, what we did was like, okay, well, we're going to do exactly what he says. We're going to invest into juices and we're going to invest in the animal feed.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, pineapple juices, banana juices, animal feed. That's what we're doing with that
Oh.
with that, right? And right now, we're starting off with a small amount of acres, but we're just going to see how it goes and then continue to grow from there. And
Mm-hmm.
we want to talk with the government to see, hey, you know, we're going to do this. So how serious are you about helping us attain, you know, citizenship, passports? You know, let give us some more land. You know, if this goes well. So that's where we are right now in terms of that project is concerned. So you're getting cheap acres, and you have to think about this too. These borders are going to open up, and when I say borders, I'm talking about the African trade, free trade. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when African free trade opens up, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to real estate? It's
I
going to
think it's going to
skyrocket.
go up. It's going to go
It's going to
up.
be a land grab. It's going to be a huge land grab. So the reason that we want to go into in these fruits and we're doing restaurants and we're going into malls is because when this opens up, then we're going to be able to take our juices and we're going to be able
Mm-hmm.
to sell them. We're going to be able to sell them in Kenya. We're going to be able to sell in South Sudan. We're going to be able to sell in Congo and Gambia and Ghana. You know, so we're building our brand as a diasporian company making fruit juices, doing what the president wants us to do, trying to follow orders. You know, to me, I think that's all right. So when we're looking for citizenship, we're looking for passports, we're looking for land. You know, I think that listening and seeing what each government wants and needs in order to help its citizens, if us as a diaspora have to go that route in order to, you know, be claimed a citizen and get citizenships and get passport, we got to do it. Money is the name of the game. You know, yeah, it's unfortunate that we were stolen from Africa and then we got to buy our way back in. It's unfortunate, man, but let's call a spade. Like, you know, you want to stay in America? You rather stay in America? What's going on there, or would you rather pay 5,000 USD and 10,000 USD and come back here and have everything set up for you? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
A
why
question.
I think
You
that
mentioned
land right.
about you've mentioned about 3,500 an acre of the 140 acres of land that you have. Where is that area? Which area is that?
So I'm not gonna give away. You know, I'm not gonna give, but it's about an hour outside of Kampala, from an hour
One
to an
hour.
hour 15 minutes outside of Kampala.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
okay. And I'm saying that's okay.
Yeah,
Although it would have been really nice if you mentioned so someone can actually, is it in the
I'm
north,
not doing, man.
central?
Look. Mama ain't raised no fool, right? Because I know. As soon as I say it, everybody gonna go look and they gonna go try to find out where the land is and they gonna go try to do the thing they say. It's okay, but I'm not gonna open my mouth when it comes to it. If you want to know more about it, you contact me, and I can help you. You know that's business, but I'm not gonna be giving y'all all my secrets.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. That's why I don't make a lot of videos right now because when I talked about land leasing, I talked about land leasing, and I wanted people to know about land leasing. And next thing I know, I saw a ton of videos that's talking about land leasing. They done jacked up the price on them, and I'm like, man, see, there's some greedy folks out here. Let me just shut my mouth and talk to these people privately when it comes to investing because, you know, I don't want to be a part of any foolery or anything like that. I just want to give people a good deal because our people is going through it. We catching hell. So
Okay, okay. A question. So, is the land on freehold or is it on lease? And also, you don't have to mention the place, but you can tell us what kind of facilities are there. Is there electricity? Is there running water? Is there like yeah? And the land,
so
especially if it's on lease
okay,
or on
okay,
freehold.
so
If
so
I pay, sorry, if I pay that 3,500, will I get my title deed and like that's my land? And yeah.
so it is a leasehold agreement, which is 99 years, right? You're going to have a co-signer. That co-signer is going to be a family member of mine. So at the end of the day, you can always we're handling everything as far as securing it. But we've got lawyers and I've got real estate agents who are in the game too. So nothing's going to go wrong with your investment. It is secure, right? Now, in terms of the land, that plot is on. So we've got a 114-acre plot, we've got a 150-acre plot, we've got a 100-acre plot, 50 acres, 40 acres, 30 acres. I mean, the list goes on and on. We can go talk about the land that's over in Kenya too. You know, like I said, I've got over there are like over 5 plots that are all over 100 acres that are for sale, and we're talking to people about that as well. So the
What
places may not have electricity, they may not have water, running water. So you've got to build wells, you've got to create electricity. But in the grand scheme of things, what is that when you're buying an acre of land for that cheap?
mhm.
Because think about what the price is going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's probably, man,
What
it's
you
going to go.
mentioned? Okay, you mentioned a co-signer. What is a co-signer?
So just someone who's going to sign for you when if you do a 99-year lease, then
A
someone's going to
witness?
sign. Someone's going to sign
Can
your
that be
name
my lawyer?
along with
If I have a lawyer and I'm buying
it.
that land,
Okay, so it's going to have a lawyer's signature on it because that
mhm.
lawyer's going to he's going to be pretty much um, the witness, right? But the co-signer is like a normal person who we buy the name under. So we buy the land under two names. You're going to have it in your name, and then a family member of mine's going to have it in theirs, just to secure it because they're actually the person who's quote unquote buying the land because they're a citizen.
What
So
if
until
they
everything
can?
works, it ain't gonna happen. They got to deal with me. It ain't happening.
Mhm.
It ain't. So yeah, you'll have the name signed in your name, and it's going to be in a family member of mine, and then that's just to secure it, and then you'll have the real estate agent and the lawyer's signature on it. So you know we make sure that you're getting fair deals, you're getting fair land, and all right. I do because we have to talk about direction, right? People are going to buy up all this land, but where's the direction? Because you don't want people to clash, right? Because you may buy land in a certain tribal area. So
Mhm.
how are you two going to get along? So now you got to get into relationship and building communities based off of relationship. Going back to the barter system. Okay, so we have 15 acres of corn. We've got, you know, 10 acres of pineapple. Let's see what this tribe over here, since they gave us the land and we're on their land and we're buying their land, we bought their land. Let's build some relationships. Let's provide some jobs through farming. You know, let's try to create some type of positive relationship so that they know that when we say that we want to be back home, that we're serious about it. We're not trying to come here and be like Indians or white folks, or Europeans or anything like that. We actually wanted to build and help Africa build, help the community build. So I think those things are important. Um, Now,
And are there taxes on the land?
I'm sorry.
Tax. Are there taxes on the land that someone has to buy to pay some tax on the land maybe every year?
Yeah, Yeah, so you do have to be aware of that. We're not sure what that price is yet. That's all calculated, but it's different for each piece of land. We won't know that until everything's finalized.
Someone says, can I not register a company and have my company purchase the land?
You sure can. You can
Mm-hmm.
take your company, you can register your company here in Uganda, and you can buy land and through your company's name.
Mm-hmm. All
So
right, all right.
it's
I'm
all about
catching up
details.
with the. Go ahead.
No, I just said it's all about details and working out details. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Kindly hit that like button. Hit the like button. We have
Come on,
over
y'all. Ask
200
me
people
some better
watching.
questions. I want to hear some good questions, man.
Yeah,
I want y'all
yeah,
to
more
ask me
questions
what I
coming.
think. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there are more questions coming. So kindly hit the like button, hit that like button. Let's get at least 200 likes because we have over 200 people watching. Our likes are pretty low. Support the stream. Hit the super chat. That's the dollar sign just as you are about to comment. So,
Can I ask you? I want to ask you about this topic, and we talked about this earlier, right?
no, we are interviewing
So,
you first. It's you first, not me.
all right, okay, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Okay, okay. Is you ask me after we're done asking your questions, okay?
Okay, all right,
Okay.
fair.
Is dual citizenship allowed?
Uh, yeah, it is. How are you going to get it? So you can get it by marriage. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you can, I think you can get it with a work visa, but it's going to take you years to attain it if you do it through work. So
Mm-hmm.
the only way that I know of right now is through marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a process where I think it takes about 20 years if you've been living here for some time, and this is just for Uganda. I'm not speaking for Kenya. I'm not speaking for Rwanda or any other East African country. But I think that in Uganda, I think Uganda has the strictest laws in terms of citizenship, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, okay.
yes, it's a process.
How do you manage your taxes locally since you have foreign citizenship?
I really don't worry about taxes until they say something to me about it. Um, for the most part, and I pay my taxes. But all right, so I'll give you an example. So we're starting our restaurant, and they tell me, they say, look, in terms of licensing, this is the Ugandan way. Don't ask about licensing until they come around and ask you. That's it. Because I've been asking about license, like, man, what do I have to do to get licensed? Where, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. Let them come to you. Let them come to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just taking the advice. We're just going to sit back and, we're going to let it happen. But I won't get in any trouble for it or anything like that. That's just the Ugandan way. So and it's kind of crazy here because where we're setting up this restaurant, right? It's going to be located right across from the airport. So you've got the UN at the Entebbe airport, and then you're going to have all these passengers that's getting off, and the first thing that they see when they get off is the sign that says our restaurant name. So how cool is that? And it's going to be a vegan restaurant. So people are going to be in a craze to eat vegan African food because there are not really too many restaurants like that out there. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, yes, yes. But you speak and then you go down and then you raise your voice.
Yeah, yeah, apologize. So yeah, that's the cool thing about it. Um,
Someone says the people advising you are doing it wrong. When they come to you, it will be with penalties.
I don't know. I'm just going by what everybody's telling me. So When in Rome, right? When in Rome.
Mhm.
Um, and with
All right.
Corona right now, I think that's probably why they're telling me to just hold off because of Corona right now. They're telling me that
Mhm.
these guys aren't even in their offices because we've tried and called and we couldn't get in contact with them. So they're like, look, man, just let them come to you. I'm like, all right. But and that's just in terms of the restaurant is concerned. But obviously, yeah, you're gonna pay your taxes. That's but there's a way of going about doing it. So I'm just gonna follow the way of the land. I'm not gonna try and reinvent the wheel.
A very good question there. What happens when you want to sell the land and the consigner passes away?
I don't know because the cosigner passes away, like dies.
Yeah, when
I
the
don't.
consigner dies and the person
It
has
will,
consigned in your land and you want to sell
yeah.
your
So
land, what will
that
happen?
so I'm pretty sure that'll get passed on, and what we'll do is that'll get passed on to someone else. Um, they'll
Must
have
it
it.
still have a consigner?
It'll
Why
still
can't,
have a
when
coast
the person passes away, why can't it just be mine since it's my land, it's my money?
because that's not how the Ugandan law works. You're gonna have to have a cosigner if you're signing that 99-year lease as a foreigner. Now, if you're
Hmm.
not a foreigner, you don't have to worry about a cosigner. But since you're a foreigner, you have to have a cosigner. You have to have
Okay,
somebody sign it.
what if let me say I have a Ugandan boyfriend and I want to buy the land and my boyfriend to be my cosigner or my husband. Does because my boyfriend, let me say, is Ugandan. Would that work?
It will work, but you got to make sure you stay with him. What's gonna happen when you break up? Y'all gonna go to court for that land
That's
unless
okay.
he like rightly signs the back of it. you know,
Okay, let's say husband then. Let's
this
say
sound like
husband.
Judge Judy, man. Come on.
No, let's say husband. Let's say husband, not let's say husband. Yeah, instead of boyfriend, let's say husband then. So
Yeah,
my husband must be, I can make my husband a cosigner.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Husband, wife, brother, sister. You know what I mean? Like they just have to be a citizen here. But obviously, I get my family to sign on my co-signers with the people that invest, just because. I mean, that's. I'm not gonna get a stranger to do that. That would be dumb.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Kindly, if you have any questions, because we are now winding up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Now it's time to ask all those questions that you have. Why is it important for Africa diaspora to visit, or what's so special about Uganda, or why should Africa diaspora visit Uganda?
It's where creation started. You're getting back to the root of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, your ancestors. Your ancestors might be from Western Africa, but still Eastern Africa has so much tradition and culture and stories. I mean, come on, So getting back to knowing who you are, that's number one, right? Your ancestors worked so hard to do everything for you and make sure that you're here today. Go back and see where they lived and what their environment was like, and just the gifts that the Most High has given you through land. Because all right, I'm gonna break it down to you. I've been all over the world, and Africa is just insane, especially here in Uganda, because it's right on the equator. So the weather is just awesome all year round. Yeah, it has a rainy season, but so what? Who ain't never walked in the rain before? The weather's always nice. It's always warm. It's the food is great, and you're learning so much about who you are. So that's to me hands down. You gotta come. You gotta come visit your brothers and sisters. You're gonna learn a lot from them, and it's just big family. It's all family, man. It's one big family. That's all it is.
Okay, okay. Do you have any regrets?
Nah, I just regret I ain't bring more money the first time I came here. But yeah, but other than that, nah, I don't have any regrets. And I just want to say this before we get off. Um, everybody know Africa is the future. All right, let's be honest. Let's be real. If you smart, if you smart, you're gonna start buying land here and wherever, you know, Gambia, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya. You're gonna start buying land, man. Start buying land, get it cheap, and just sit on it. Because if you don't do nothing with it, then your kids are always gonna have a claim to it. If they don't do nothing with it, then their children are. It's gonna stay in your family, right? And Africa has so much. Not just Africa, but every country in Africa has so many. It has so much history, right? This is where it all started. So why would you not want to have a piece of where it all started? You worked what for banks, for fast food restaurants, for malls in the U.S. You done gave all your money for education in the U.S. and now you have the opportunity to buy a piece of land in the place where it all started. Like all you're doing is giving your ancestors a big hug and a high five by doing that. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
definitely take advantage. Definitely take advantage of buying it up before Europe and because Asia and Europe and all these other countries they getting it for pennies on the dollar. So you deserve the same because this is you have a right to the land. This is your inheritance.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the Ugandan government doing to give incentives to start businesses or initiate initiatives in agribusiness?
They're looking out when foreign investors come here, but they don't want to just give their land to anybody. They were
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people reject foreigners. They reject them like crazy because they don't want to sell to them. They waiting for
Mm-hmm.
us to buy up everything. They waiting for us. Who you think they would rather sell to, us or them? So they just waiting for us to buy it up. So yeah, yeah, they're looking out for us too. So all you have to do is get a group together. If you guys want to join an investment group, you're more than welcome to join mine. Mine has over 30 people at the time, more adding daily, and we talk about these things. We talk about getting
Mm-hmm.
citizenship. We talk about passports. We talk about ways that we can invest. I'm on the ground here, so I get to see everything firsthand, and I say that very humbly. But I also have good insight. My mom ain't raised no fool. I got 4 years of education at a university level. I've been all over the world. I've seen how blacks are treated all over the world, Australia, China, you know, Africa, US. I've seen it all. So I'm just trying to put people on game and I'm trying to give an assist. If anybody knows what an assist is, I'm trying to give you a lob. I'm trying to give you an alley oop. Man, y'all better take advantage of this time. Don't be stupid, right? What did COVID? What did COVID? COVID woke us up. If you ain't have nothing before COVID, you probably ain't got you definitely ain't got nothing now. But as far as COVID is concerned, it woke us up to think like, man, we have to take advantage of what we have even more. So if I'm making, 1,000 USD, 2,000 USD, I got to figure out how to manage my money more and invest. Obviously, if you're making more money than that, then whatever the case may be. But it woke us up to what's really important: land and agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, the question on the screen. For those with health condition, is it easy to adjust locally for healthcare?
it is, and all right, natural healing. So pretty much no matter what you're going through, and I say this very humbly because from everything that I've seen here, from cancer to diabetes, all this stuff is getting healed through food, through medicine, through herbs. Um, like we're starting this thing called the Healing Academy, right? And basically, what the Healing Academy is we want so the people that repatriate through me, I want to require a month, 2, 3 months, where when you repatriate, you're going to take some time and you're going to heal. The first thing you need to do when you heal is you need to detox your body. So you've got all these herbs here. You got all these herbal teas. You got all this natural medicine. Take this stuff, right? Feel at home. Feel what it's like to have. Feel what it's like to have these natural African grown natural medicines in your body. Is going to just make you feel alive. And then learning the language, learning the culture. So we're going to be providing these types of classes as well as teaching people how to grow herbs, grow food, and everything like that. And we think that it's vital for when people come here because you're enduring over 400 years of trauma through your DNA, let alone what you went through in your life. So you need to just come home, just chill, relax, get to know your brothers and sisters before you get out here on the hustle and bustle and on the grind and making moves in the city. Because if you're not fully healed, something might happen and you might get into it with an African brother and sister. And then now, we got a problem on our hands. So you don't want to go from one situation to another. So as far as African doctors and remedies and getting healthcare is concerned, definitely go the natural route and you'll be good.
All right, all right. I think this is the last question because I don't see any other questions. So the question on the screen is the last one. Can you explain business models that will allow you to practice social entrepreneurship in Uganda, including partnering with local farmers?
Business models that would allow me to practice social entrepreneurship in Uganda. All right, when I read that, I automatically think about you going into juicing, you going into um, you're going into businesses that are helping the farmer, right? So banana juices, pineapple juices, mango juices, like creating or just finding your niche, right? So juicing is good. You also want to go into packaging. Packaging might be something that can benefit as well. If you've got equipment, in terms of farming is concerned, being able to do something that has proper equipment, that's what's going to get you a step ahead of the game. So if you've got a way to produce something faster than someone else, you're going to be ahead of the game and people are going to use your product. They're going to use your machine. So you can go into a business where you're renting out. You go to China, right, and you spend about 10,000 USD on equipment. See how that works out. Bring it over here and loan it, rent it out. Whether it's a juice maker, whether if it's something that can help your crops bring in more yield, or whether it's something that's going to help you get your crops from the ground to the factory. Something that's going to it's technology that is not used widely here that can be productive. So that's in my opinion, that's just a good example of me having a wholesale background. That's what I would do because the equipment here is real high. I'm looking at a juicer right now. They want 1,000 USD for a juicer, and I'm like, gee, that's a lot of money. I can get that in China for 400 USD. So yeah, that's one way. Equipment for sure, definitely.
Mm-hmm. All right, all right. So, your last advice, kindly, before he gives his last advice, we are finishing. We've been here. If you joined pretty late, some questions he had actually answered earlier on, so you can rewatch this interview. But as we're finishing, kindly, let's get the likes to 200. Let's get those likes to 200. when a video is liked, it helps boost it, like promote it, recommend it, and it gets to reach a lot of people. So that's why I keep telling you, like the video. So I like the video, and yeah, support the video, support the channel, hit the super chat. You can as well support my channel on PayPal and Patreon. So yeah, you can give your last advice.
Okay, so to all my family out there, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. You guys don't know me. My name is Brian. I'm from North Carolina. I'm from the rural South. My mom grew up working her butt off, getting sped on by white folks. Um, my family had, a lot of run-ins with racism. Me myself, I had a lot of fights with white boys growing up, putting them in their place because, for whatever reason. And basketball was just one of those things that just helped me to stay relevant and stay popular and stay liked. So I used basketball to get me where I am now, and I'm very thankful. My advice to everyone is, like I said before, um, you should be investing because of what's going on here. That they're opening the borders as far as free trade is concerned. So I think everyone's mind should be on, how can they get land or get something in Africa, invest in some type of business here in Africa because it's the future, right? You see all these big companies are here. Um, what is it? All is it? Uh, is it? It's not Instagram. Oh wait, power
What
just went
happened?
out.
Oh,
My
power went
power just
out.
went out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
hold on, hold
That's
on. Let
okay.
me turn on
Just finish
let me
it.
turn on my light. Hold on, let me. Oh, we really about to get into this now. We going Halloween style. What's good? so yeah, is take advantage of what's going on, right? We've got cheap land here that's going for pennies on the dollar. And you don't want to be left behind, right? You want to you want to buy up as much land as possible. And you can talk to me, you can talk to you, African Tiger. She's got connections, But people start thinking about this because everybody knows what's happening in the U.S. It ain't looking good. President Trump talking about he about to go away for a few days. Like, what does that mean? Come on, man. We've got all these racial tensions going on, so um, be smart about what's going on and use your time, use your money to start thinking about Africa. Point blank. Period. You can contact me anytime you want to. Um, I'm on YouTube as Black Cell TV, BlackScell. And basically, what Black Cell is Black Cell is just a group of people that come together as one. A group of black people come together as one, and we help each other out. We buy, we sell, we do everything together, and we try to build communities, and we try to help restore communities and help build businesses. That's all it is. Um, so yeah, you can reach me there. You can reach me on my WhatsApp +256 75979 5369. Give me a ring anytime. Give me a text anytime. I'm open. And I like to say this, man. I've been blessed to travel, and so now I'm at a point right now where, hey, man, I'm here. I'm here for you. I've done everything that I wanted to in my life. If I died right now, I'd be a happy man. I'd be a very happy man. But since I'm here, I want to help. If you want cheap land, hit me up. I can help you out. If you want to invest in a business, hit me up. I can help you out. I'm on the grounds here. Bless.
Right. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm seeing some people just coming in right now when you're finishing. Um, okay. So thank you so much. I appreciate. Once we're done with this, I'm going to put the link to your channel in the description so people can contact you and probably your email, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew the other name that you used to use on your channel. This one, let me actually see if I can get it and share it. Let me see if I
My
can
my
get
birthday
it.
my birthday coming up on Monday as well. My birthday on
Happy
Monday.
birthday in advance. I can't get.
If any hey, if anybody got some of them they got some of them Patreon dollars, you got some of them Cash App dollars, brother, hey, sister, hey, I could nah. Let me stop. But I will like to say this, right? I have the same birthday as Marcus Garvey, August 17th. And when I was growing up, I used to always wonder, like, man, who this dude got the same name as me? Why who does Marcus Garvey got? He got the same name as me. I mean, not the same name. He got the same birthday as me. Who is he? That's my birthday. Nah, I was wrong. I was wrong. So I'm happy to share the same birthday as the honorable Marcus Garvey, and I hope to help out just like he did.
All right, all right. I've shared the link to his YouTube channel, so go check out his YouTube channel. I know you can get more details on how to contact him on the channel. So thank you so much. It's been a pleasure hosting you.
It's been a pleasure being here talking to you, and I want everybody to please, tell African Tigers thank you because me and her we talk on a regular basis, and I promise you, she's an angel, y'all. She's an angel. She's here to help. She's here to help, man. Just and show her so much support and love. Um, this my sister, man. We talk a lot and we try to connect as much as we can. But I'm happy that and I'm gonna tell you how we actually met. So my brother and my mom actually they watch her in the U.S. And when I was back home a year ago, my brother was like, "Man, you need to watch her. She talks about some good topics." So I was like, "Okay, cool." I peeped you out, and I was like, "Yeah, she's cool. She's cool." So I went on Blacksit and I talked on Blacksit, and she was one of the people that was on there talking as well, and that's kind of how we got connected. So yeah, definitely want to thank Juliet from Blacksit for linking us, but it was way before that because it was like, man, that's the woman my mama was telling me about, my brother was telling me about, power
I
back then.
see power is back.
Yeah, yeah. So I had to shout you out. That's why my power came back on. Yeah, but
All right, all right, all right,
yeah, it's
all right.
cool. It was very cool. So thank you.
You say you had a question for me?
No, I said that was very cool. So thank you. Okay, and the question that I wanted to ask you before I got off is, and we talked about this earlier, is so how do you feel about mass mass repatriation, mass exodus for people of the diaspora here to Africa? How do you truly feel about that?
We didn't talk about that. That's a new question. Last time you asked me a different question.
No,
It
we
was
talked. We
asking.
talked about that.
No, you
We
asked
talked.
me how can they integrate. That was the question. This is a different question. You
Okay, well,
asked
let's
me
just
how can they.
answer that question. Then, how do you feel about integration?
Oh, okay. I can actually answer both. So about
Okay.
how they can easily or integrate first, I think the first thing when you move to a place, get to learn the way of or the way of life there. Use your eyes, ears a lot before you make any move, before you condemn anything. Observe, try to learn, try to understand why are people doing things in a certain manner, why are people doing, you know, why are people doing things in a certain manner, because I think once you are able to learn how they're doing in a certain manner, then you can be able to like really provide solutions if it's something that you don't agree with. But if you are like combative, like, oh, you people, like you're fighting them, you'll get people opposing you. When you want to make change with in any community or in any society, you don't approach people like you are fighting them and condemning them. Sometimes get once you are able to get close to the people, once you are able to pull these people close to you, then you are able to actually they are able to listen to you. So that is what I would say. And yeah, like we said, Africa, different countries, there's more than one tribe, different tribes. So depending on which area that you land in any country, it is very important that you get to learn their culture and don't assume that when you go to the next community, it's going to be the same. So try and learn the culture of the community where you are getting the way of life. So that one would make your integration very, very easy. How do I feel about the Mars relocation? I think it's a beautiful thing. For those ones who believe that this is their home, I think it's a good thing because it's not until recent that you've seen these things happening. So it's like there's some sort of energy, there's some sort of positive I don't know, there's some sort of positive energies coming from both sides. Before then, we didn't know much about each other, and there was a lot of stereotypes. We had a lot of stereotypes on about African Americans, and then we had a lot of probably African Americans also had a lot of stereotypes about Africans. So this kind of as it called repatriation is very important because right now we are getting to learn from each other and we're getting to see all the lies that we've known for several years about each other.
Yeah, that's very well said and well put. And for our African brothers and sisters that are already here on the continent, I think it's important to note that the diaspora, we need healing, right? We've been in a situation where you're somewhere and you're called names and you're done a certain way, and the system is against you based off the color of your skin and your condition. So when you're always on the defense, right? Every part of our lives that feel like we're on the defense as a people in the diaspora. So we have to heal from that. And I think that's the most important thing in terms of us, integrating and repatriating is we need to take time to just sit back and really think about what we've been through and think about what is the best way for us to move forward, because this this is what we're going through is post-traumatic slave syndrome. Like not post-traumatic stress syndrome, but post-traumatic slave syndrome. Think about how our people were done in slavery, taken against their will, right? Dumped off in the seas if you ain't want to work, if you ain't want to, agree to what they were saying on those slave ships. And then when you arrive, they selling you off. They taking you to these farms where the masters raping the men, they buck breaking the men, and then they raping the women in front of everybody, right? Making men fight to the death for the pleasement of the master. And then they wrote the Constitution to basically call us 3/5 of a man and call us property. So when you think in terms of the mind of someone from the African diaspora, think about everything, all the programming that we done been through, from television to music to education. We've been lied to on every single level. So we have to heal. We have to heal. Because if we don't heal, we're gonna fight. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I think that we need we don't need to be fighting each other. These Chinese want us, these Europeans want us, hell, these Americans want us. So if anything, we need to become one. We need to become a black cell. We need to become a group of people that's like this. We got to work together. We need each other. We need each other. So I'm gonna end on that note.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry to be so long winded, but I know you love me. It's all good.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you so much.
It's
And send me
good.
the link and your email. Send me your link and your email after the stream. I'll put it in the description so those people who are interested can contact you. Okay.
Okay. Sure will.
All right.
Yep. Yep.
So thank you so much to everybody who supported these live streams with super chats, and I see some support on PayPal. Thank you so much. Thanks to Brian for agreeing to do this interview with us. So thanks to everybody else who's been in the comments. Let's always try to be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful in the comments, and oh, okay, okay. All right. I feel so bad because I can't speak about these things that they trouble. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks to everybody. I appreciate your time and your contribution, your charts and all that. I really, really appreciate it. I see someone asking about polygamy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so thank you so much. Support my platform. Check out my Patreon for those who are interested in learning Kiswahili. You can still support my platform on PayPal just to support a sister, just to support my work. I would really, really, I really appreciate as most of my videos, especially these live streams. They don't get monetized for some reason. I don't know why yet. There's really, really nothing that would make this video to be flagged and not get monetized. All right. So thank you so much, and let's meet soon.